Well, hey, sitting here with the old coronavirus going on, thinking about working on some videos about the electrical wiring, potentiometers, things like that. There's a lot of things you can do for your sound, so I'm going to do a quick video about things you should do before you even think about changing pickups or anything like that. Every string instrument has these three things, and these three things are what separates uh, an inexpensive instrument from an expensive instrument, a good sounding instrument from a horrible sounding instrument. The first thing you want to look at on any guitar, the first thing that it's going to take to make a good sound is going to be structural integrity. You want to make sure all your tuners are good, all your bridges are good, all your hardware's there, everything fits correctly. One of the biggest things that I find with this is right here, the neck joint. This is a old telly I was working on, but see, I mean, it fits pretty good, and with 4 screws you'd never know it. But I can take everything off of this body, place it onto this body, and it's going to be a better guitar, because watch this neck joint. This neck joint is so much tighter and so much more perfect. I mean, it's there. That's what I'm talking about when it comes to structural integrity. On an acoustic guitar, you want to look at the inside, all of the trusses and bracing inside. The second thing that you need to make sure you get a good sound that is the best possible sound for your instrument is my pet peeve. They're plastic. Even the peg, plastic. Take this plastic stuff off, throw it away. It's not only going to rob your strings of energy that they need to vibrate and make the music, it actually absorbs it. So get rid of all the plastic. Make sure everything on your guitar is tight, true, especially the neck joint. There should not be a shim in your neck joint. If there is, it has either a setup problem or it needs to be trimmed up. I do not put out a guitar with a shim in the neck, because that's going to create 2 joints, and every joint is going to take away from your sound. Every little thing takes away from your sound. That tuner with the bad barrel, take away from your sound. That tremolo saddle with the wrong screw in it, taking away from your sound. Anything plastic, absorbing your sound. The third thing everything has in common, every stringed instrument, right here. Let's go back to the plastic. Get rid of it. The more dense the material, the more sound you're going to get. You're going to get more true vibration. It's not going to absorb less of the vibration, less of the energy. That's why they have brass nuts. I prefer to use, on an acoustic instrument, I will use a cowbone, natural cowbone, nut, bridge, and pegs. On an electric instrument, I use man-made cowbone, which is a little denser. But you can certainly use brass, aluminum. They sell everything you can think of. The denser that material, just like this guitar I'm getting ready to put together, plastic, it will be gone. It will be in the trash. It will never see a string. Last but not least, strings. Strings are 100% of the sound on a stringed instrument. There are so many different kinds. Flat wound, round core, octagonal core, nickel wound, different percentages of the nickel wound. When you're looking for your sound and trying to achieve a certain sound that you have in mind, try a lot of different strings. You'd be surprised at just how much of a difference. It's almost like a completely different guitar as soon as you put a different set of strings on. The extra lights, I love them, but you're never going to get a really good true sound out of them. They're fun for practicing and they're easy to use. But generally, the larger the gauge on your strings, the fuller your sound's going to be, and the more you'll have more depth to your sound. Extra lights are great for practicing, get your fingers moving right, but that's about all they're good for. So keep those three things in mind. Make sure those three things are right before you even think about going in and changing pickups or doing wiring modifications or anything like that. If these three things are not right, you're never going to have a good sound. You're never going to like that guitar, that bass, that violin, that cello. Every stringed instrument has these three things in common, and they are the first three things you need to take care of. Until next time, have a good weekend, and hopefully everybody get through the coronavirus okay. God bless you. Have a good night.